The station almost died because the swordmasters insisted on slicing individually. That sentence was removed from the official evacuation report twice. I restored it both times. The emergency kitchen beneath Arena Hollow had been designed for ceremonial banquets, not refugee intake. 12,000 displaced civilians arrived within 4 hours after Dock Spine C ruptured. Most were smoke-injured. Many hadn't eaten since orbital dawn. The ventilation system kept shuddering overhead. Old bearings. I remember that sound more clearly than the alarms. The blade houses volunteered immediately. Of course they did. 1,000 years of ceremonial combat training. Sacred edge disciplines. Historic knife forms passed from parent to child. They entered the kitchen wearing polished dual sashes while people upstairs were fainting against the intake rails. Their cuts were beautiful, thin, exact, worthless, because beautiful cuts take time. Witness statement added after review. Human civilian identified as Mara Bell, former flood relief kitchen coordinator from coastal Louisiana district. Arrived wearing rubber dish gloves tucked into her coat pocket and carrying one cracked spice container wrapped in tape. At first she was mistaken for sanitation staff. I made that mistake myself. She stood near prep table 6, watching the swordmasters work for nearly 2 minutes. Maybe less. Hard to say. The whole room vibrated from overloaded steam pumps. Time felt slippery in there. Then she asked the question nobody else asked. How many mouths are we feeding per minute? One of the dual instructors corrected her posture instead of answering. Mara looked at the decorative blade on his hip and said, very softly, "You can't feed panic 1 carrot at a time." That line appears nowhere in the official transcript. I inserted it from memory. The human rejected the ceremonial blades. That caused the first argument. Sacred blades from the 7 schools had molecular edges precise enough for surgery. They were balanced for combat lineage techniques. Some were older than our republic. Mara ignored all of them. She walked directly to maintenance storage and returned with cheap bulk kitchen choppers meant for frozen ration bricks. Thick steel, ugly things. The handles were wrapped in gray anti-slip tape already peeling at the corners. Then she rearranged the entire kitchen. Not politely, she overturned 3 preparation tables herself, sent serving trays sliding across the wet floor, reassigned aristocratic dual apprentices to potato washing, took over steam timing from the kitchen AI because, according to her, the machine waits too long between batches. I remember the silence after she said that. Offended silence. Expensive silence. Then the power flickered, and upstairs, somewhere above all that steam, thousands of hungry refugees began hammering on the intake gates. This next section is difficult to explain if you've never worked around industrial food preparation. Combat blades stop after each motion. Kitchen blades don't. The human chef established continuous movement lanes across the room. Chop, slide, scoop, rotate, boil, repeat, no flourish, no stance, no pauses for precision. The sound changed first. The ceremonial kitchens of Arena Hollow usually sounded delicate. Soft blades, controlled movement, quiet status. Now it sounded mechanical. Knife impacts hitting wood in ugly rapid bursts, wet vegetables slapping steel counters, steam valves screaming open, exhaust fans rattling like loose teeth. One apprentice vomited from heat exhaustion beside the grain vats. Mara shoved a cup of salted broth into his hands without even turning around. "Drink before you fold," she told him. Then she kept chopping, fast, relentless, almost angry. Not at people, at delay. That distinction matters. This is the portion the tribunal requested removed. At station time, Refugee Gate 4 partially collapsed. Crowd surge began immediately afterward. People in starvation panic don't move like crowds. They move like floodwater. I learned that from the human. Kitchen staff started abandoning stations. Some duel masters reached for weapons to control the civilians. Maribel did something else. She increased portion size. I realize how absurd that sounds written formally. She ordered the broth diluted. More water, more root starch, less density, triple the output. One swordmaster protested that it would dishonor the meal. The human slammed her chopping knife into the cutting block so hard the entire counter jumped sideways. Nobody tastes dignity during evacuation, she said. I don't know why I remember the steam on her glasses right then. The lenses kept fogging. She never wiped them clean. The larger portions reached the front intake lines within minutes. The pushing stopped. Not completely. Fear doesn't vanish that fast. People stopped crushing each other long enough to eat. Our station casualty models later estimated her decision prevented structural collapse across 3 refugee corridors, not through combat, through soup volume. The duel instructors eventually copied her technique, poorly at first. Their hands were trained for singular motion. Ceremony, individual excellence. The human taught repetition instead. Keep the knife moving, she told them. One apprentice asked when the cuts became perfect. She laughed once. Short laugh. Tired laugh. Perfect is when everybody eats. There are recordings of this somewhere, unless those were erased too. By the end of the emergency cycle, the sacred duel banners hanging above Arena Hollow had become grease-stained from kitchen vapor. Broth splattered the polished floor mosaics. Aristocrats carried stockpots beside janitors. Nobody looked elegant anymore. People survived anyway, recovered from maintenance archive annotations. Emergency refugee broth, Bell method. Use whatever root vegetables remain. Bruised produce cooks the same. Water first. Salt early. Never stop chopping during intake surges. Rotate workers when ventilation fails. Feed children before officials. Ignore presentation standards during mass displacement. If hands begin shaking, switch to stirring duty. Final handwritten addition not matching station formatting. Sharp knives matter less than tired people think. I have reviewed years of emergency engineering failures aboard refugee infrastructure. Most systems collapse from timing, not damage. Arena Hollow still serves broth every year during Remembrance Week. The dual schools attend in silence now. They use kitchen knives. The old ceremonial swords remain mounted high above the serving hall, untouched behind protective glass. Below them, the chopping never really stops.